Day 2 of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania's elective conference is underway in Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape. The conference seeks to elect new leadership and review the party's policies. The party has faced internal divisions over the years, with some leading to court interventions. The conference will also be used to resolve these divisions. Now, PAC Secretary General Pooe joins us now virtually for more. Mr. Pooe, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us and a warm welcome to the late edition.
Thanks for inviting us, and good evening to the viewers and yourself.
Thanks indeed for joining us. Now, the PAC has spent more time in courtrooms than in communities over the past decade. So what guarantees do you have that this particular conference won't simply reproduce the same factional battles under new names?
We have seen it all. And as an organization, we believe that now we have stabilized. We have learned our lessons throughout these processes. And we believe that we can never return there. The theme of our Congress is stability, continuity, and growth. By stability, we mean that the PAC has now stabilized as an organization. And as a result, we are ready to move forward. By continuity, we mean we cannot continue to change leadership in every other Congress that we are having. And with growth, we mean that the party has now joined the trajectory of growth. We know that for the past few years, the party has been going down. But in the last elections, what we've seen is that the party has begun to grow. And we received a marginal growth in terms of the voter support that we get in the last election. Therefore, as the PAC, we believe that we are on the right path.
Now, Mr. Pooe, some members argue that the party's divisions stem from leadership capture and personalized power dynamics or power politics, as it were. Is this conference genuinely about ideological renewal or just a reshuffling of factions?
We no longer have what we call factions in the PAC. Our internal challenges or problems that we've had have long been resolved through legal means. We now have what we term a constitutional, legitimate, and legal leadership. So we are no longer in that space, and everybody has accepted that. We are no longer in the space where one would not know who is the leadership of the organization. That's why now we are embarking on a new journey. The new journey that we're embarking on is to ensure that the PAC emerges much more stronger in the next local government elections. And we've seen that we are capable of doing that with the performance that we achieved in 2011 elections. In the 2011 elections, PAC managed to be represented in all metropolitan municipalities bar 2, which is Mangaung and Durban. But now we are represented in all metropolitan municipalities. We are also part of local government of unity in many municipalities, demonstrating that the PAC has now begun the growth trajectory. And not only that, we are modernizing our organization through this Congress. We'll look into our constitution. Our constitution was last amended in the year 2000, and we believe that some of our challenges emanate from that. That's why it's important that we modernize our constitution and ensure that it aligns with the current reality in the country. That goes also to policies of the organization. We are looking into how do we repackage the message of the PAC. What do we mean when we say land first, all shall follow? So these are the processes that we're embarking on in these congresses. We are no longer involved in politics of personalities, politics of factions, or politics of internal differences. Because in any case, the PAC was formed to serve our people. It was not formed to serve itself or its members or its leadership.
Now,
so
Mr. Pooe, in as much as you are punting representation in some of the municipalities, but we know that the PAC has struggled to secure meaningful electoral support in recent years. And in the coming months or possibly weeks, you'll be selling the party's manifesto to South Africans. So how does a party battling internal chaos convince South Africans that it can actually govern a municipality and let alone a country?
As I said, we are not aware of any internal chaos currently existing in the PAC. And more importantly, what we've sought to do with our participation in the government of local unity in various municipalities. For instance, in Gqeberha, we are leading a department for economic development. And our MMC there is doing extremely well in terms of the work that is supposed to be done by the municipalities. And you can go to the records, they will show you that. So we want to demonstrate through where we are part of government that we are capable of governing. In the Ministry of Land and Rural Development, the PAC is also doing extremely well, as we have allocated many lands to African people. We have also allocated title deeds. We are continuing even to document our achievements so that we can demonstrate to South Africans that we are capable of governing, and we have demonstrated that. We are also in the city of Johannesburg, where we are leading Department of Community Development. That department is doing extremely well. We've seen the programs that have been recently embarked on by the mayor there, the PAC.
I see you also touching on
Yes.
the land issue. I mean, land, African unity, economic liberation remain the PAC pillars, yet no major policy victories have emerged. So what policies are you putting forward this time around that differentiate the PAC from, from other leftist or radical parties such as the EFF or even other radical formations?
You see, all other formations that we can speak of lately, they are talking the PAC message. Probably what has been the challenge with us is that we have not been able to package our message correctly. Hence, at this Congress, we will look into that. We'll come up with strategies and tactics and how do we make sure that this message of the PAC resonate with ordinary people on the ground. For instance, when we talk of the land, people think that we talk of the soil. And when we talk of the land, we talk about the economy. Anything beneath the soil, anything on air, anything on the sea, that's what we talk about when we talk about the land. And we should make sure that that translates into what ordinary people can understand.
Now, historically, some PAC leaders have refused to recognize elected structures. So I want to know from you, Mr. Pooe, how the party will enforce discipline when its own senior figures have often undermined the conference outcomes.
As I said, I'm not sure. Okay.
Did you get my question,
This
sir?
happened to us. Yes, but I see the Minister of Health and is talking, and I'm not sure what is happening. Or maybe
Okay, you can ignore that.
I can no longer connect. Okay. In as far as the leadership is concerned, that's what I said when I started, that currently we have what we term a constitutional, a legal, and a legitimate leadership of the PAC. Therefore, there can never be anyone after any conference who would come, for instance, to SABC and claim leadership of the PAC, because that would be illegal. We have sorted that out as an organization. More importantly, as the PAC, we did not seek to solve our problems through fights, killing each other. We have sought to resolve our fights through legal means. Hence, we have legal court outcomes that declares who is the legitimate leadership of the PAC. And as a result, we'll never have such a challenge again.
Mr. Pooe, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Well, that was the PAC Secretary General Pooe chatting to us as the PAC enters this very crucial second day of its elective conference in Gqeberha, and all eyes remain on whether the party can finally overcome years of internal divisions and chart a unified, credible path forward.